Hi everyone, this is the final video of a three-part series where I look at the proposed changes that are due to be soon adopted to the Highway Code. In the last video I looked at Rule H2, which is all about pedestrian priority when crossing or waiting to cross the road. But in today's video we're going to be concentrating on Rule H3, which is all about ensuring cyclists have priority at junctions when travelling straight ahead. Other changes are focused around establishing guidance on safe passing distances and speeds when overtaking a cyclist or horse riders. First of all, let's have a look at the wording of the proposed changes, and don't forget this may be changed when it's finally implemented. You should not cut across a cyclist going ahead when turning into or out of a junction or changing direction or lane, just as you would not turn across the path of another motor vehicle. This applies whether cyclists are using a cycle lane, a cycle track or riding on the road, and you should give way to them. I honestly don't feel the first part of Rule H3 is required. This isn't because it's bad advice, it's perfect, but it's something I would expect all motorists to do anyway. But I know they don't. The next part of the rule seems to be purely common sense. It states, do not turn at a junction if to do so would cause the cyclist going straight ahead to stop or swerve, just as you would do with a motor vehicle. My only change to this statement would be to add the words slow down with the words stop or swerve. When anyone has priority, if you make them slow down, stop, swerve or swear when you emerge, you've done it incorrectly. The final part of the rule then adds this. You should stop and wait for a safe gap in the flow of cyclists if necessary. This includes when cyclists are approaching, passing or moving off from a junction, moving past or waiting alongside stationary or slow moving traffic, and travelling around a roundabout. This is just reminding the motoring population that cyclists aren't second-class citizens, but there are rules later in this video that even the most cycle-friendly motorists may have to change their mindset to. The disagreements with the proposed changes mainly reflected on the notion that cyclists would take greater risks due to having priority in certain circumstances. There were also concerns about cyclists passing road traffic on the left. The key change to the rules for cyclists section is clarifying the priority cyclists have over vehicles when going straight ahead at a junction, which I think is sensible. So if the motorist can't complete the turn without inconveniencing the cyclist that's travelling ahead, you should give way. It doesn't matter in the slightest whether or not that you are in front of the cyclist all the time, you will be required to give way. I do see problems with this rule, and especially with the further advice about using primary position if you're cycling that's been added to the code. The new Rule 72 advises riders to position in the centre of the lane to make themselves clearly visible as possible in certain situations. What if a rider is in primary position and the vehicle in front decides to turn left? I know some cyclists are going to make the move to the left and then take priority over the car turning. This is a dangerous situation and I don't think it's been thought through thoroughly. If cyclists have chosen primary position, they should stay there and complete the junction and allow the motorist to do their turn safely. There is a small point on Rule 67 that I'd like to mention, as it links to the last main section of the proposed changes that I'm going to go on to in a moment. The particular section advises cyclists to take care when passing parked vehicles, stating they need to leave enough room, a door's width or 0.5 metres, to avoid being hit if the door opens unexpectedly, and watch out for pedestrians stepping into your path. This for me is not enough, as it should be at least 1 metre, but the lack of advice for the correct speed to be travelling at, in case that pedestrian steps into your path, giving you an ability to stop, is worrying. Given that the whole update is to protect the more vulnerable, I think this is a serious omission. Imagine you were travelling the opposite direction in whatever you drive or ride. Could you stop if this happened? So remember, a door's width isn't enough. Slow down. The new guidance on distances and speeds required when passing motorcyclists, cyclists, horse riders and horse-drawn vehicles is a valuable admission. Leave a minimum distance of 1.5 metres at speeds under 30 miles per hour. Leave a minimum distance of 2 metres at speeds over 30 miles an hour. For a large vehicle, leave a minimum distance of 2 metres in all conditions. Pass horse riders and horse-drawn vehicles at speeds under 15 miles per hour and allow at least 2 metres of space. Allow at least 2 metres of space where pedestrians could be walking in the road, and that could be where there's no pavement, and you should also pass them at a low speed. You should wait behind the motorcyclist, cyclist, horse rider or horse-drawn vehicle or pedestrian and not overtake if it's unsafe or not possible to meet these clearances. It's also noted that in poor weather or at night you should give even more space and take even more care. A strong theme in many of the consultation responses was the need to ensure that all road users know about the changes and can act on them. Many respondents highlighted the need for a publicity campaign to raise awareness of the amendments and to achieve the changes in behaviour that will lead to safer roads for all road users. So a message to the UK government. I think you owe me one. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if there's any questions I can answer, I'll do my best. Keep safe everyone, I hope it's helped, and I'll see you soon.